In 2024, Isaac Pitbull Cruz may have become the most celebrated champion after securing an emphatic knockout in the 8th round against Rolly Romero, a fighter who has garnered a reputation for being widely disliked.
Continues to walk down. Romero again launches the right hand. Left hook. Romero takes the shot. Still standing. Referee intervenes. Mamma mia!
Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins were seen laughing as Isaac Cruz knocked Rolly Romero out in the 8th round of their bout. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. shared his thoughts on Isaac Cruz's knockout victory over Rolly Romero.
Ready to beat Tang, you know? Tang. I think Pitbull is better now than before, you know? When we fought Tang, I think it's like the first fight for Pitbull. So now I see Pitbull is one of the best fighters. I think he's the best fighter.
Danny Garcia commented on the fight where the referee stepped in to halt the match, potentially saving Romero from further damage and protecting his career.
I think it need more like changes his style, you know, like he's too wild. Like every fighter can predict what Rolly brings to the table when he fights. So he needs to change something, you know, because
no retirement for all this. Keep fighting.
oh wow, you know, somebody lost, somebody wins, so he need to come back.
Yeah.
Jim Lampley praised Isaac Cruz's aggressive fighting style and his impressive victory over Rolly Romero.
A crazy fight. That was a barn
Rolly come back from that, Jenny?
Huh?
Rolly come back from that?
He took a beating a little bit at that. He took a little beating, but I think they stopped in time, so they kind of saved his career.
What about a rematch?
But that was a group, like Pitbull was taking big hits. He was fighting down, like.
Who's next for Pitbull? Should he run it back with Tank?
I would love to see that, yeah. Yeah, that's the first thing I said. I do.
Despite Cruz's win, Lampley voiced concerns about how Cruz might fare against boxers with more refined technical skills.
That was a resolute, go forward, I'm going to destroy you performance. It was done with arrogance and seeming malice. He's vicious the way he attacks the opponent. He lands big shots. He goes in the only direction that Mexican fans want to see him go in. Potentially a tremendous audience attraction.
Abner Mares posted an emotional message for Rolly Romero following his knockout loss to Isaac Cruz Jr.
Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. It's packed with a lot of opponents for Pitbull Cruz. Do you favor him against some of those, or if not all of them?
None.
You don't favor him against
No,
none?
I don't favor him against. Every single person you mentioned is a sophisticated boxer.
Yeah.
Okay? Give me the list again.
Ryan Garcia.
I favor him against Ryan Garcia. I'm
You think
sorry.
he'd beat Ryan Garcia?
I think he would beat. I think he would scare Ryan Garcia just the same way he scared Rolly Romero.
Wow, okay. Teofimo Lopez.
Hard choice. Teofimo's got a lot of skill, and Teofimo is beating top guys. So, hard choice.
Devin Haney.
Too good a boxer. No way in my view. I could be wrong, but no way in my view the Pitbull bothers Devin Haney.
Shakur Stevenson.
Same thing.
So bad for Rolly. I mean, people, you know him. I know him outside the ring. He's a good person. He's a good kid. He talks a lot, though. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of people dislike him because of that, the persona that he is, and it's sad. You know, at the end, I'm against, interviewing fighters after they get knocked out.
Thank you.
Because they're not there. They're like, they just got knocked out, and they got so much on their mind. So when they interviewed Rolly Romero, he said,
Why was that?
Happy Easter, and it wasn't making sense, unfortunately. I wish you the best.
Was the producer that said that? Because that's just...
Ryan Garcia expressed interest in a potential fight with Isaac Cruz after Cruz's victory over Romero. On X, Garcia wrote, "I would knock out Cruz. You guys are delusional. After I beat Devin Haney, I'd happily take him on." He also remarked, "If you think Pitbull can beat me, you don't understand boxing." Garcia reminisced about his last-minute decision to fight Pitbull, which led to a knockout. He suggested that Ryan should consider influencer boxing and even implied that Dean could defeat Cruz. Garcia added on X, "Remember when Ryan thought he was smart by picking Pitbull last minute and got knocked out by a 125-pounder? He should try influencer boxing. I think Dean beats him. Devin Haney quickly responded, saying, "You're next," acknowledging Cruz's power. Despite his confidence, Garcia showed respect for Cruz, adding, "In the end, I respect Pitbull. He's a small fighter who knocks out bigger opponents. A fight with him would be great. I'm focused on my next fight, but that would be fun." Shakur Stevenson also shared his opinion on X, emphasizing that boxing skills are more important than raw power. He wrote, "Told y'all if you thought Romero had a chance, you don't understand boxing." He analyzed the fight further, saying, "Romero is wild but strong. Pitbull is relentless. You need skills to beat him." Leonard Ellerbe also weighed in on Romero's loss, praising both fighters and offering support to Romero.
Good fight. Very, very good fight for the fans. Rolly came up short tonight. Congratulations to Pitbull and his team. They fought a very good fight. No, Rolly didn't overestimate him. And this is boxing. Happens. This is boxing. He didn't overestimate him. He was in phenomenal shape. He did some good things in the fight. You know, he was boxing. You know, he just kind of got away from that. But this happens. You know, I'm proud of Rolly. You know, he went in there and gave it his all. He came up short tonight.
Regarding Gervonta Davis, Eller briefly mentioned rumors of a possible fight with Frank Martin, but did not confirm any details.
Leonard, what are these rumors that we're hearing about that possibly Gervonta coming back in the summer, maybe June 15 in Houston, Texas? Are those rumors a little bit true about facing, obviously, Frank Martin? Are we going to hear that soon?
Again, Shane Davis, I'm saying the same thing. Shane Davis will let you guys know when he's fighting, who he's fighting, and where he's fighting.
Kenny Porter highlighted the importance of Romero rebuilding his confidence after the loss, suggesting he should face mid-level opponents to regain his form.
Pitbull is somebody's, most of those guys at 140 is not going to want to mess with. He is definitely a guy that you want to think twice about before you say, yeah, let's sign that contract. Rolly, on the other hand, he's probably take a few steps back and fight some mid-level fighters to get himself back to that status. Because as I was saying to somebody earlier, if you recall, Rolly was only like 15 fights in or something, and Tank and Floyd's contract was ending, and Floyd knew that. So Floyd made a business decision, which was to put Tank and Rolly in the ring together. And at that time, Rolly wasn't ready for that type of competition, right? And he didn't fare well against Tank, but it allowed him to be seen and heard. So now he's getting other fights. But that, you know, just talking about it, I mean, you're ready for those kind of fights. And as we see what happens now when he steps in there with that level of competition again.
Abel Sanchez analyzed Isaac Cruz's knockout win over Rolando Romero and shared his insights on potential future matchups.
Congratulations to Isaac. Congratulations to Fundora. Congratulations to Sergey.
You know Fundora very well.
Yeah, he was in my gym, and so was Sergey. So Sergey done real well. That's what I'm happy for.
Sanchez also discussed Errol Spence's upcoming fights and provided advice to fighters dealing with setbacks.
It was Errol Spence that actually got into the ring and called out Fundora. That might actually be the fight that's next. Do you like that style?
I don't think Errol deserves it yet. He's got to fight a fight before. He's the first fighter at 154. Why should he get the shot when the other guys have been struggling to get to that point?
Sanchez compared Isaac Cruz to Canelo Alvarez, pointing out the superior skill set of the latter.
I was speaking to Chavez Jr. and he said that he thinks that's the best Mexican fighter at this moment. What do you think? I know
that's a child. Man. Canelo's the best fighter in the world right now.
Canelo's the best fighter?
Of course. Look at his resume. So he beats one guy and he's the best fighter in the world. Canelo's the best Mexican fighter in the world right now.
Rolly wouldn't match up with the resume Canelo has? A win over Rolly?
No, you mean Isaac?
Yeah, Isaac Cruz, yeah. Okay, give him the win over Rolly.
This is the first really good fight that he's won against a good opponent. I mean, did he lose against Gervonta Davis?
Yeah, close fight, but he gave a good performance.
Yeah, I think that, although I think we beat him twice, I think Canelo's the best.
Before the fight, many saw it as a closely contested battle. Rolando Romero entered with immense confidence, even promising a knockout during the weigh-in, urging spectators to expect an explosive showdown.
No, creo que demostré que más vale que respeten a un Pitbull porque el que lo llame Chihuahua, aquí se va a ver reflejado cómo va a terminar como Rolando en esta noche y bueno, la cadena nada más se quedó en puro hablar.
well, I showed you that you better respect the Pitbull, because if you disrespect him and call him a Chihuahua, then you saw how Rolly Romero ended up tonight. And the chain, well, it ended up as being just stuck. I don't have it.
Romero was not only confident, but also cocky, engaging in psychological games with Cruz. At the press conference, he wore a Chihuahua chain to mock Cruz, who is often compared to the aggressive Pitbull breed.
39.5 pounds, 139.5 pounds.
You guys gonna see. I mean, tomorrow he's getting knocked out, and that's that. I mean, I've said it a million times, so I don't really gotta say anything else. The fight's tomorrow. Y'all tune in. It's an explosive fight.
Ryan Cruz talked about his strong chin, claiming no one could knock him out, even with a powerful punch. When questioned about this, his opponent simply replied, "We shall see." Cruz also commented on Romero's fundamentals, joking, his fundamentals: he moves one way, gets punched in the face, moves another way, gets punched in the face, boom, boom, boom. That's his style. He made it clear he wasn't worried about Romero's high guard, stating, "It's not that he tucks his chin, it's that he has no neck."
Knockout?
What round?
30 seconds. Maybe 40 seconds.
Other people would beg to differ. Is that you trolling, or is that how you truly feel?
You know I always speak my mind.
Yeah, you do. You do. I love that about you.
Romero's promoter, Leonard Ellerbe, expressed doubts about Cruz's punching power. He referenced Cruz's bout with Gervonta Davis, claiming that Cruz only lasted 12 rounds because Davis fought with an injured hand. Ellerbe commented, "He's not a power puncher. Who has he knocked out? The only reason he didn't get knocked out is because Tank fought him with one hand." Ellerbe also believed Cruz's aggression, which was considered his biggest strength, could become his greatest vulnerability. He said, "We know Pitbull will come forward, and that plays right into Romero's hands. I believe Romero will win, and I think he'll win big. He'll catch him early, and I wouldn't be surprised at all." Bullet Cromwell also favored Romero before the fight, stating that Romero's movement would trouble Cruz. He predicted a knockout win for Romero, stating, "Romero's style is trickier than Cruz's. We know Romero's awkward movements. Pitbull isn't a jabber, he has to close the distance. If his trainers change his style, it'll ruin him. I'm not saying Pitbull is bad, but Romero has more skills and much more power. I expect him to knock Cruz out." Teofimo Lopez also pointed out Romero's back injury, which he believed could give Cruz an advantage in the fight.
Romero is coming off a really bad back injury, you know, and he has a lot of problems there. You guys probably didn't know about that, huh? Well, I did. I know a lot of it's time to expose everybody. So, you know, my whole thing is that, you know, he got a lot of back problems, a lot of neck problems. Maybe Pitbull could take advantage of that when they fight each other. Whoever did the banner, though, it should just be Romero versus Cruz. I don't think it should be called Rolly versus Pitbull. It doesn't make sense, but hey, I'm not on that side. We're on this side over here. So, you know, I wish nothing but the best for these guys. Everyone's coming to 140 for a reason, because Teofimo X'd out the big king, the big guy. That was Josh Taylor. Now everybody want to come to 140.
I think it's going to be a good fight, man. I think it'll be a good fight. They count Rolly out, but I'm not counting Rolly out. Rolly's a puncher, you know what I mean? And not only that, Pitbull's coming, and it's who gets to who first. You know what I mean? Everybody think Pitbull will run over him. I don't see that. I don't see that, man. I think it's a 50-50 fight.